Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. That battery's all charged up. Could you have a better day than that? Yamaha golf carts. You guys know there's a couple of them in the Hoard. There's that guy over there. And there's this one over here. The one alongside the shed has a completely rusted out frame. This one, the frame's in really pretty decent shape, but it does not have an engine in it. To find out what you have here for this particular year and model golf cart, you take the seat, lift the latch, tilt the seat forward, and on the front hinge you'll see a bunch of numbers. If you read those numbers off of this golf cart, you'll find out that it's a G9 1994 vintage, and if you read the numbers off of that golf cart out there by the shed, you'll discover that it is 1992 vintage. They have Yamaha engines in them, overhead valve, and once again, I only have one Yamaha engine to put into anything, and I took it out of the engine that, oh shoot, it really sucks when the brain goes bad. I took the engine out of the one that 2124 Reading came and got. I just cut the mounts and took the entire drive chain out. Now, if you take a quick look at this, you'll see that the entire wiring harness is all hacked up, and I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to get this thing to start? I looked at the wiring diagrams for G9 golf carts, gasoline powered, and I think they deliberately make them a little bit obtruse, a little bit difficult to understand. So I did spend enough time on the wiring harness to figure out that the white and black wire, there's a pair of them, and that's how this thing does the CDI. So I have the CDI, and you can see I got my hot wire there and ground, and then I put ground to the body, and I got my portable CDI box, which consists of a GY6 12-volt ignition with the matching coil and 8 AA batteries, and once again this really cool bat switch. So there we are. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to fire this thing up for you. It is a little fussy. I think the advance is a little far up on that. And actually, let me show you one other thing before I fire it up. It was making a bit of a knocking sound, and I was trying to figure out what it was. And you hear it here. So the knocking sound, it accelerates good, but then you kind of hear a little banging sound when it unaccelerates, and I think it's that you're hearing. So, and it appears as if the clutch is going to want some love and attention, because that's sucked all the way in, so to speak. It should move back out, and it's not, which is probably why it's clanking, right? This thing sat for quite a while. I mean, how could you tell? But anyway, here, let me attempt to fire it up for you. So I want the clear gas line, and you can see right there where the gasoline ends. So it's all full of gas. I'm going to give it a hoot of starting fluid, because I'd kind of like this thing to start without too much trouble. Given that I'm on camera and I don't have a lot of time. There you go, a little Huda starting fluid. Turn this on, and I'm going to choke it, because it does seem to like that. So it smokes, definitely a choocher. The first time I started it up, it didn't smoke all that bad. Now it seems to have taken to doing a little smoking. And I think, well, I know that is seized. It shouldn't be this narrow here. So I am going to have to, probably needs grease, needs to be taken apart and freed up. That's probably what that clangy sound is. So it does run. I'm happy with that. This is how I've been starting it, right? Just doing a little arc welding there. This thing seems to like a lot of amps to start. I mean, I got a car battery. The jumper cables are pretty long, but I also got the jumper pack, and those cables are pretty long. And then I got, this is only a 4 amp charger, and you can see it's already calmed itself down to 2 amps. So I'm happy that it started. I'm happy that my portable CDI unit started it, because that makes the whole ignition thing easier to figure out when I put the cart together. Rather than mess with their whole ignition system, I think it's probably be easier to just build a custom ignition system using the cheap China components. Well, we're out back here. I'm just going to show you where those numbers are hidden on this thing. Just real quick. That's them down here, right? I don't know how well you guys could read them if there's enough light, but JG5 110707. I mean, that's the serial number on this. And if you go to Buggies Unlimited, I think it's Buggies Unlimited. Actually, what I did is Google what year is my Yamaha golf cart, and it took me to a site, and I discovered it. This case, with a 11 code, that means it's a 92. With a 3 code, that means it's a 94. It looks like they made these G9s from 91 through 95, and you can tell it's a G9 because of the JG5 stands for G9. I don't know why they didn't just put G9 on it, but who am I to tell Yamaha how to label their vehicles? So I got it running, and the plan is, well, the first thing I needed to know is if it would run or if it was a piece of crap, right? I mean, if the engine's dead, if the engine has no value, right, if it's completely blown up, that leads me to one place, like, you know, I got a scrap drivetrain here. right? But it does seem to be okay. I don't care if it smokes. I mean, no big deal. It's probably very well worn. Given that this one has the better frame and so forth, I'm probably going to put the drive chain into this one and get this one running. This one, cosmetically, I have another one of these, right? It's right there. Though it's not perfect either. You can see it's cracked in the corner. But I think the one on that one is actually maybe in better shape. But from a frame point of view, this one's in much better shape. From a body point of view, that one's actually in a little better shape. So the plan is to get this thing running like perhaps a normal golf cart. When I bought all the golf carts, Charlie kind of gave me a hoard of other stuff, and I really never looked through it. I just kind of, that was back when I was working and all. Like, there's this engine here, which is complete, though it doesn't look like it's on the same frame as the other one. There's that engine there, and I'm not quite sure what that goes to. And there was like I think I had a head floating around somewhere, and a few other pieces. And once again, what's slowing me down is I didn't look at it all that closely. So I might have like a club car head or a Easy Go head, which could be, I don't know if Easy Go is Kawasaki or not. I know some club cars had Kawasaki's in them. The club cars say club car right on top, but as I was cruising eBay for parts, I saw some remarks about Kawasaki. This will be yet another, this will be a video on its own. I'm still debating what to do with that. Golf carts, in a way, given my son's, the size of my son's property, and eventually he would like to put together his own winery, I wouldn't mind getting a nice golf cart out to him. And this one here right now is the nicest out of all of them. It runs without smoking and so forth, but we'll see. That'll be a future gig. I'm still catching mice one after the next. I seem to be averaging about one a day down in the basement. I went like 3 days without getting anything, and now the last 2 days I got one per day. So they are coming in. So if anybody has anything they care about, they should be getting their mouse traps out or their buckets full of water, or however sends mice to the great beyond, because they do quite a bit of damage. Anybody with a hoard of crap knows that. I'm just taking a look around to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. We're supposed to get rain tonight. Alright, I think that about wraps it. I'm going to keep this golf cart stuff here, so that way hopefully I don't lose it like I lose everything else. There we go. Alright, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.